Hey, coaches. Welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip, episode number 31. Still trudging through Corona hiatus 2020. I hope all of you are doing okay. I hope you're safe. Hope you're sound. Hope you're following directions from the experts. And we're trudging along over here doing the Zoom at noon 3 times a week with the offensive kids, Zoom at 2 with the defensive kids 3 times a week. Coaches having Zoom staff meetings at 9 o'clock. Been having some tomato patch meetings with the O-line coach a couple times this week. That's me walking around in our tomato patch out back and talking football and talking blocking techniques and just doing everything we can do, short of, being together. Things are looking better, I hear, around the country, and that's good news. And again, I hope everybody's doing great. I want to thank you for being so faithful and supportive. I've got several of you that hit me up on emails all the time. Guys, I'll hit you back. I'll hit you back. I got several of them. And 2 or 3, we're consistent. We're consistent, going to talk, through email and things like that. And coaches up in Tennessee, got a coach just up the road. Matter of fact, today's episode's inspired by Brad Carroll, one of my faithful subscribers. He shared something with me the other day, and I said, hey, I'm going to share my drill about the screen game that is kind of a hybrid thing of kind of a jet drill and things like that. And we did it over at Lynette. Our last year, the OC that we brought in when I retired, Steven Jackson came in, and I was telling him, I said, whatever you want to hang your hat on, dude, we need to do it every day. And I told him about how we always did jet drill. And he wanted to hang his hat on the fast screens. And I said, that's great. I said, we need to do it every day. And he said, yes, we do. And we set that thing up, and we'd go 2 groups, left and right, just like we do the jet drill. And we did that thing about every day, 10 minutes some day, 5 minutes some day. And about maybe Tuesday, which was defensive day, it was a 70-30 defensive day. It might be a day we didn't do it from time to time. But he would try to get that in there, and we would videotape it. We had a little, about a 15-foot tower on the sideline, and we'd get up there and video it and load that onto the huddle. Now, some people may ask, why do you do so many drills? Why do you have drills like this? And I was sharing this with our O-line coach this week, and I said, actually, there's a lot of things I've gotten over the years from coaches of other sports. A lot of the way I started doing fast practice and not conditioning as much, trying to get the conditioning in during practice, I got from Bobby Knight. When I was a younger coach, I coached junior high basketball, and we went up to Bloomington for his clinic that he does during the preseason that he used to do every year. And we went up there, drove all night one Friday night after our last football game, and got there in time for the thing to start. And that's when I was coaching in North Alabama. And one thing I can remember still to this day, and that's been darn near 30 years ago, is one of the coaches says, Coach, he said, I noticed where you don't do any conditioning. And they're doing like 3 practices a day, and they'd done a session on Friday night before we got there, and this was like the 2nd or 3rd session on Saturday. And Bobby Knight was mic'd up. He had the lapel mic and was walking around coaching, and then he'd open it up, and while the kids were practicing, he'd open up the questions. And the guy asking that question about why don't you condition? And Bobby Knight said, what, I look like an effing track coach? And it got me to thinking, and I noticed how he did drills, and it was nonstop, like an hour and a half of nonstop movement and constantly doing something. Of course, he had a manager for every kid on the basketball team, and so they would be 12 different drills sometimes going on with a manager like feeding the big guys on the low post and things like that. And so I started doing stuff like that. And then when I got into the wing tee in the 90s and the buck drill, and then we evolved to do the jet drill, and I just kept looking for ways to do it. And then so something else dawned on me. It was in 2001, I remember, because it was the year of the 9/11 attack. I was going to be the assistant soccer coach because I had a CDL, and they were just going to pay me assistant soccer coach, and I didn't have to go to practice or anything, and that'd be my pay for driving the soccer team to their matches. So you can tell I've been around soccer because I didn't call it a game, I called it matches. And lo and behold, after I agreed to do it, the 9/11 attack happened. He said, what's that got to do with soccer? The soccer coach was a retired helicopter pilot in the Army that was still a reservist he got activated. And so now I've got to be the soccer coach and be there every day. But we had a community guy who knew soccer, and he ran practice. I was just there, okay? And and I watched how he did practice. And one day we were talking, and he said, listen, he said, I grew up just like you did here in the South. I didn't know soccer from anything except something you'd see on TV every now and then on ABC's Wild World of Sports. And he said, but the thing that soccer's got going for it that other places, that other sports don't have, and he said this is the reason why I think it's hurting baseball participation, Little League baseball participation, is because a kid go to baseball practice and after they throw and warm up may not touch the ball again a few times. Excuse me. And y'all have all been there. You've been to Little League practice where they get out there and they start batting practice and kid gets 10 swings, everybody else is standing around picking strawberries. And so I got thinking about that. And so I try to do things to get kids involved. And you're going to see, like the jet drill, you're getting a bunch of kids involved and you're doing it real fast and you're rotating kids and you're getting a lot of reps and the kids don't have a chance to be bored. And that's why I do it. So let's get started. I've done rambled on for 6 minutes here. Let's look at our sweep drill, the way we did it and the way we're going to do it. And you can do it any way you want to. How you block it is up to you, but maybe you'll get a good idea about how to get kids involved and how to max out reps. All right, so here we go. Now what you have to picture here is, and I couldn't do it on my, if some of y'all know how to do this, tell me. I was trying to get 2 different pictures on my playbook on Huddle. There'll be another group right here, okay? There'll be another group right here, just like this, flipped. And I'll show you in the next card what I'm talking about. But what we do is we put what you call them. I call them an X and a Z, an X and an H, a Y, and whatever. And you put them out here, and you get the left side of the line and a center, and that way you're getting 2 centers reps at the same time, and 2 quarterbacks reps at the same time, and 2 tailback reps at the same time. And then what we'll do, we'll run the play. And he's going to hit. I quit counting this past year, that 1,001, 1,002. What I do is I tell him, you go through this progression: pass set, punch, grab, throw, escape. And I said, if the kid doesn't come hard, you're not sitting there, hit him and then go 1,001, 1,002. You go through that in your head. And if they don't come, if this end goes slicing inside here to the guard and the backer doesn't come, fine. You still go pass it, punch, grab, throw, escape. And that times it up. And they do that every time, and you can do it on air during the off season, and it gets the release going. And I've got him out here, he's kicking on the outside backer, but the rule really is first ugly he sees. First ugly he sees. So X is going to come off and run off, stalk the corner, going to bust off like he's going deep. And as soon as the corner realizes it's a screen and gears down and comes back, then he'll do his squiggly lines and stalk the cat. This guy's going to pull right here, and we're going to give him a guy to get. And it's whatever you want to tell. You can tell him to go get the outside backer. You can tell him to go get number 1, number 2, number 3 from the sideline. And I'm not telling you how to run the play. I'm just telling you how to do the drill. And he'll go out there and block. And I'm going to show you some video before we leave and see how it goes into play. And you'll see that they're blocking different guys sometimes. And sometimes they're getting out there just getting in the way. Real good coaching point here. All right, listen to this. These guys are athletes. Corners, dogs, linebackers, free safeties. If these guys were great athletes, they'd be a corner, a dog, a linebacker, or a safety, right? All right, so you get out there in the open field and they're trying to do kill shots on these cats, they're going to miss them because these guys do not want to get hit. You got to get that out of their system, going for the kill shot. And I compare it to baseball. If you go up and swing for the fences every time, you're going to hit a home run every now and then, but you're going to strike out a whole heck of a lot. And I told him I'd rather have 7 just get in. I'd rather have 9 or 10 out of 10 get in the ways than 1 kill shot out of 10. I said, yeah, it looks good on your Huddle. And I said, but if you're doing it just to have Huddle, you're in the wrong business. If you want to go play college ball, those college coaches want to see you getting your big butt out there and getting in the way, okay, helping your team. And so I always tell them this. I said, if they're dancing because you're breaking down and getting in their way and you miss them, that guy, the guy with the ball, is responsible for getting around that. He's got to earn his pregame meal too. I said, you just get in their way. And if you can get hands on them and push them, or if they're not looking and every now and then you get the kill shot, that's fine. I said, kill shots are like home runs. Ask any great home run hitter and they'll tell you home runs are accidents. They're just swinging, and sometimes they get lifts, sometimes they don't. I said kill shots. Okay, and that's not politically correct, but that's what they call them. You know, those blindside shots, which are about outlawed anyway, they're accidents too. They're just going to happen. If you try for them, you're going to miss. So I tell them, I said, dancers aren't tacklers. Dancers are not tacklers. If this cat's out here dancing, or this cat's dancing, or this safety that's not in the picture comes in and he's dancing, he ain't tackling. If you make him dance to get around you, but now you go out there and try to lower your shoulder and kill him, all you got to do is put one move on, you get in there and make the tackle. Quit trying to get those devastating huddle highlights and just get in the cat's way. And you'll see some of that on our video too. Meanwhile, while all that is going on, y'all, okay? While all that is going on, I got to click on edit display. All right, what I was trying to do is click it to the next slide. Well, all that is going on, you got another group doing the same thing right there. So the coaches can stand somewhere in the middle right here and coach both groups. Now, what we would try to do is start one group a snap ahead of the other group so we could watch this play and go boom right here. And what you got going on, you got two centers getting reps at the same time. You got both sides getting reps, but you got your twos are back here, and they're jumping in. They're jumping in, okay? And if your center's late getting back and you don't have the two centers because you're a small school or you don't have two for each group, just let a dadgum coach get in there and flip that ball to him and go. You know, or another quarterback and flip that ball to him and go, and let those two guards and two tackles get their reps doing the same thing. And what you do, you get two sets of defenses if you got enough kids. If you got like 40 kids on the team, you got about 11, 22, let's say, because you're going to do two groups, at least 22 other kids to put over there on defense, so they're getting work too. Okay, put them in their position and let them get work and tell them try to get around those blocks. Make these tackles and guards and centers. All right, real quick. Excuse me again. What I didn't tell you, he's going to pass set, punch, just like a pass. He's not going to back up and vertical pass set. He's going to do like a quick pass set. All right, when that guy comes, he's going to punch, grab, throw, and I tell him to throw left, throw right, throw inside, throw outside. Whatever side that guy's on, throw him in there. So that's holding, coach. We're not going to call it. All right, don't tell the defensive guys that. You're going to boom and throw him if he's coming inside, and you escape. If he's coming on the outside, punch, grab, throw, escape. Okay? Escape on the inside and get flat. Get flat for 5 steps. That's what I got from Coach Jackson. That 5 steps matters. Now, they're going to try to cheat because they think shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, but they don't realize these guys are backing up because it looks like a pass, and they need to come flat, 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 5 steps, and it actually gives them an angle. I kind of compare it to an airplane. An airplane flying from New York to Stockholm, Sweden, is not going to go like a straight line you see on a flat map. He's going to do a circle route over the top of the globe a little bit, and it gets him there even quicker. This is kind of like that circle route, 5 steps. The guard, pass set, whether somebody comes or not, he goes through this progression in his head. Pass set, punch, grab, throw, escape. 5 steps flat, he's turning up, and he's got the alley player. This is the way we do it. He's got the alley. Center, same thing. Whether he's got a guy on him, a guy comes or not. Pass set, punch, grab, throw, escape. Okay? Again, all 3 of them throw whichever way. If the nose is on the left, throw him left. If it's on the right, throw him right. Escape. And they go flat, all of them, for 5 steps. And then the center turns up, looking inside. He's what we call the rat killer. And I tell the kids, I said, the rat killer is the guy looking for the rat sneaking out of the barn that's on fire. Okay? When he comes out, you pop him. Don't let him come out. That can just ruin it. It can be a 20-yard play turned into a 5-yard play because we didn't get the rat kill. And you got to rep this thing. I say do it just like jet drill. Rep this thing 5. And you don't have to do both. Some guys say, well, this is going to be our outside stuff, the screens. That's fine. But do one or the other. That's what you're going to major in. And make it a priority every day. Every day we're going to do screen drill. And it's great conditioning, too. You can do it during the off season. You don't need pads to do it. All right, now here it is. Well, there we go. Here it is to number 1 to the left. See, everybody's doing the same thing. pass set, punch, grab, throw, release. 5 steps, kicking first ugly you see. Same thing, pass set, punch, grab, throw, release. 5 steps, turn up in the alley. Center, pass set, grab, throw, release and escape. And you got the rat kill. All right, also, I didn't tell you this. We put the running back here, and he's going to cross face every time. You get a little half-tailed fake right here. And we put somebody here, usually with a square bag, a shield, and he's going to go block him. So he's getting his practice, what he's going to do if there's a guy coming off the edge. And also it's getting this for when he's going to pass block, picking a guy up. He's getting reps doing that. So you see all these guys getting reps. The quarterback is going to do the flash fake, take a step back, hop back, and throw it. Now these blue things you see here are cones. And how far you tell them to go upfield. Some coaches do 3 steps. Some coaches just do fast hands, fast feet, and get back. Ever what you do. We're going to put these cones as far away as we want him to get. He's going to go to that cone. He's going to sprint back to this cone. While I go on the other ones, those blue things were the same thing. What you do, you tell the quarterback, do not throw it to the receiver. You tell the quarterback to throw it to the cone. And you can do this just when you're working with your quarterbacks in Indy time. Just have them do the flash fake, step back, and have a coach or a receiver, another quarterback over there standing there at the cone. So that's who you're throwing it to. You're not throwing it to the receiver, whether it's the X, Y, or the Z. Here's why. Because he's moving. Tell him about 3 feet, 4 feet high above that cone, okay, is where he wants to throw it. He's going to throw it to a spot on the field. Then you tell the receiver you're responsible for getting there and getting back to here. And that's what gets your timing going. And it's much easier. It's free. It's kind of like when you turn 2 in baseball. I remember, when I coached fast pitch softball and I coached baseball a little bit. When you turn 2, you tell the kid, flip the ball over the bag. I remember putting a tall cone out there on second base. I said, flip it right, hit the top of that cone with it. Hit the top of that cone when you flip for the double play, shortstop, second baseman, just flip it right there. Tell the quarterback. A lot of quarterbacks are baseball players. If they're not, they used to be. Tell them you're going to fake and then throw it to the cone. Just like you're turning 2, throw it to the top of second base. Okay? And he's responsible for getting there and catching the ball and then turning up and reading his blocks. It's just that easy, I promise. All right, here it is again. Back to the right, this time to number 1 instead of number 2. Same thing. Up to the cone, back to the cone. Quarterback, flash fake, throw it to the cone. Lineman, still doing the same thing. And you're rotating your 1s and 2s nonstop, and you got 2 groups going. Okay, you're getting reps for easily 22 kids. And you're doing it one after another, one after another, one after another. Okay, if you want to, you can set up cones like 20 yards apart and tell the kids when they run the first one, go down there and wait and just get set up for the next rep. If the second group goes and they run down there, then you just flip it around. Now your receivers are getting reps left and right. I'm getting it right here, and then when I come back, I'm getting it left. You just have them, everybody run down the field. All right, coaches hanging out in the middle right here in the middle of the field. You got one ball on one hash or just inside one hash, another ball on another hash. Okay, it's a piece of cake. All right, let's look at some video on it. All right, here we go right here. We're going to run. We love to run it into the boundary, but there's a trick for that. I was sharing with a coach the other day how you can run that joker into the field too. Okay. All right, now this is not a fast screen. This is a now pass. Watch the quarterback. Catch it, throw it. Just get rid of it. Okay, catch it, throw it, just get rid of it. We like the numbers. We were 2 over 2. We were 2 over 2. And, well, you see, it's perfect. They got to say, because they did not want us to get behind them. It's some state championship game. Okay, that's not a bad first down play, is it? 8, 9 yards? That's not bad at all. All right, now here we got, now this is one of the fast screens I was telling you about. Oh. You see, my tackle was late getting out there, but the receiver knew he was coming. And so the guy knew, and also the DB knew he was coming. Y'all watch this. So he's going to stay wide to stay away from that tackle that's coming. There you go. Now notice the number 2 receiver missed the corner. The tackle's been taught not to get somebody, but get the first ugly. That's what I call it. So he goes, oh, he's free. I'm going to go to him. Okay. Just the timing of it. All right, here it is again. This is a fast screen down here to the boundary. Watch the right tackle. Pass set, punch. Didn't get a good throw. See, he was going out there, but he saw something else on the way. First ugly. Don't be picky. You can't tell this to high school kids, but it's closing time. You don't get picky at closing time. You know the old country song, the girls all get prettier at closing time? Well, you get, hey, right here. I got a guy to get, oh, there's one. I ain't being picky. Use an old South Alabama country term. I ain't culling nothing. I'm taking what comes. All right. Boom, again. Notice it steps up. We're at number 1 at the top. Boom, speed up, come back to the cone. There's the ball delivered to the cone. So I went before 5 yards. Okay, y'all, it was first down. It's 2nd and 5 now. We're on schedule. Loving that. Okay, here's one down to the bottom of the screen. Now this looks like a tunnel, but it's not. It's just to the single receiver side, and we have a little bit different coaching up on that. Coming back to the ball. Watching them linemen getting out there. There's 3 of them jokers out there. They're having fun, cuz I'm telling you. When you get those big boys in shape, look at a little flash screen, it looks just like a shortstop, don't he? Or a second baseman. Just got the ball from the shortstop. Now he's throwing the ball to first base. Catching it, getting rid of it after he makes that catch. That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, this is a good one right here. All right, this was a backbreaker in the state championship game. We're doing this off the jet. Boom, right there. Step up over there on the outside. Come back to the cone. He was trying to break down, but he got in the dude's way. See, that wasn't a great block, was it? I think it was. Somebody says, he didn't knock him down. Good punch. He didn't get much of a throw. I promise y'all we practice it, though. Look, nobody's being picky. Center, get your eyes inside and look for the rat kill. Y'all watch the center do it wrong. Now he's hustling. He's getting out there. All right, watch that center. All right, he didn't go 5 steps. And he should have been looking inside and got the rat killed. It could have been a linebacker. It could be a lineman. That speed kills, y'all. There's a big old 10th grade tackle. He wasn't fast, but he was slow. Punch. Almost got too good a punch. Winds up getting the guy twice almost. He's just getting out there, getting in the way. You got them big old bodies out there getting in the way, getting in the way, getting in the way. Okay? All right, we're back to the top with the now pass. All right, that's 23.5 minutes. And that's enough for today. All right, this has been episode 31 as we're on the Corona hiatus here at Football Talk with Coach Chip. Remember, give me messages below. Like it, subscribe to it, share it, subscribe to it, share it, subscribe to it, share it. That's the way I do the kids. Gap, down, backer. Gap, down, backer. Come on. You want somebody to learn something, you give it to them over and over again. Okay? Hey, y'all be safe. Have a try to get with your kids through social media, through technology. Coach them up. Get with other coaches like we've been doing. Had some great talks. Visiting with a young coach yesterday after my run up around Atlanta, just above Atlanta. Having a great time as best we can. There's my dog nutting up because he heard my wife coming down the stairs. All right. As I always like to tell y'all, be elite. See you next time.